Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. About 2 years ago, my friend, her niece was having a wedding reception, the niece of my friend. Now, she's more than my friend, she's really like my sister. In fact, we did our graduate work together, and her name is Bernita Berry. We were both accepted into the program because they thought we were the same person. Another story for another day, and it's a very funny story. Anyway, so I'm driving to this wedding and I'm dressed for a wedding reception. I'm dressed kind of nice in a dress that I had just made for it, and I was pretty excited and happy. I was talking to one of my sisters on the phone, and it was going through the speakerphone of the car. As I'm riding along and we're chatting, a car comes careening towards me, and the roads are kind of narrow, two-lane road, and he's kind of swerving towards me. So I flash my lights for him to slow down. He passes me and he's really speeding, and I flash my lights when he passes because he's flying. It's like, slow down. Shortly after that, I see flashing lights behind me. Oh my goodness, I'm thinking this man must have gotten in a crash or something. And I get pulled over by the police. Now, I keep my phone open and I say to my sister, I'm being pulled over by the police. Stay on the phone. Something we know to do. This officer gets out of his car. He's a slight man, thin. I can't place his age because he's got a mustache, and he looked a lot younger than his mustache was trying to give him. But he had his gun drawn. I didn't do anything. And he comes up and his little hand is shaking. I say little hand because I mean little hand. And it's shaking. And I say the first thing that comes to mind, sir, why is your hand shaking? You have a gun. And he said, well, you flashed your lights. Yeah, the guy was speeding. He said, how do you know he was speeding? He said, how do you know he was speeding? I said, I went to a good public school. 1000, 1000. This road is filled with trees. You can mark speed. I actually said these things like there wasn't a gun. He said, well, okay, let me check some things out. He goes back to his car. Now, you know, and I know, that they've already run my license when he was pulling me over. He knew who the car belonged to. He knew that I had insurance. He knew that I didn't have anything on my license. He knew that I hadn't had a speeding ticket. He may have known that back like 35 years ago I had quite a few speeding tickets, but I haven't had any since then. It takes him quite a while, and I'm thinking, I've given myself plenty of time to get to this reception. And he comes back with his ticket. And I said, you're giving me a ticket for flashing my lights? And he said, yeah. I had a $75 ticket for flashing my lights at a car that was speeding and running towards me. Now, why am I telling you this? Because as improbable as this seems, I know it to be true. And yet, even when I think about that story, I don't think about the wonderful wedding reception or the fact that my friend Bernita and I were dancing to reggae like we had done back in the 90s when we were in grad school. I don't think about any of that. I think about the fact that this man had a gun drawn because I flashed my lights. Sometimes we listen to the news and we hear certain things and they sound so improbable because you've never experienced it. Or not only because you've never experienced it, it just sounds improbable. It still sounds improbable to me, and it happened to me. And I'm going to tell you, I had planned on fighting the ticket. I had planned on doing all of this. I had planned on speaking up, saying something, but I had so many other things to do and so many things to focus on, so many things to concern myself with. That I didn't do all that I should have done. That I didn't do all that I should have done. In that moment. It's been done. But I want us to pay attention. And don't think because it's not your reality that it's not reality. We're seeing the truth. It's time for us to pay attention.